people are fighting for Allah and people are fighting for Muhammad and for the book. People are even fighting for Lord, the Almighty, Jesus, and the book. We are witnessing, I'm talking about India. Over there also, there might be quite a lot of things happening. But in India, I see a lot of conversion happening, forced conversion, like to the tribal areas, to the poorest part of the country, some parts of the country where, media is not there or technology is not there. There has been quite a lot of these forced conversions that is happening by missionaries. And if you see, there is a lot of love jihad happening on the basis of love. They are marrying non-Muslim girls, and then they are, unleashing atrocities in their life, and they are expected to embrace Islam. But if they refuse, they are either, they face some harsh consequences, and they are found in a bag, and some are, some bodies are found somewhere else. So the thing is that to the extent that I have understood the prophet also and the book, I'm talking about my book that I studied, I mean Quran, I don't see any speck of science in it. When it comes to spirituality, there is no spirituality. I mean, from my understanding, there is only submission. You just have to bow down, submit yourself, and just believe it. You cannot question also. If you question, then you become apostate and blah blah blah. They have got. They will just really make your life hell. So, and I think there is close similarity to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So they have their own one icon, prophet is there. And strangely, all three prophets are mentioned in quite a lot of the, inter-religion books also. Like in our Islam, they used to talk about that Jesus was there, Isa. They used to call it Isa.
Yeah.
Isa was there. Isa was one of the prophets. And Judaism, Moses. So Moses was also mentioned in Quran. So it's a kind of a cocktail, I would say. Each one is connected somehow or the other. I mean, the Abrahamic thing. So now my question to you is that after embracing Sanatan and after walking your spiritual path, do you still see them as inspirational beings, or do you completely or you have moved on?
Yeah, those are very good points, very good questions. Okay, first of
Yes.
all, personally, in my journey, I separate iconic figures that have been very positive to humanity. I separate them from the religion created by men, right? And what I mean is that for me, they are two different things. Jesus Christ, he existed. He was a prophet. He was a very special man, very ahead of his time. He was a revolutionary, a very compassionate, very loving man. He was the first man to start talking about equality, love, compassion. Female and male is the same. We are all equal, right? He started talking about all of that. So he was very special man, a mystic and a prophet in the sense that what he was telling the world was to take human beings to the next step of human evolution. And throughout history, we have many iconic figures that their role in this life is to take us to the next level of human evolution. And again, I can repeat several names. In my opinion, even the Prophet Muhammad was one of them. Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, Jesus, Gandhi, many, right? Buddha. And even people that we know now, like very good authors that have written about consciousness and that they are taking human beings to awaken, right? Awaken from these social conditioning, right? So that's one thing. Human beings, when we are not evolved, what we want is power and control,
Yes.
right? And I study that also in psychology and counseling, power and control. we are at a level of evolution where we are exerting power and control on others through intimidation, coercion, and force. So now we are stepping out of that stage of human beings, of that lifestyle, and we are turning into more compassion, love, acceptance, universal religion. Unfortunately, when men interfere and institutionalize a set of beliefs, it becomes a religion, it becomes distorted and corrupted. Why? Because we want power and control. So that's why I separate the iconic people, the influencers, and the very positive prophets who came with a beautiful message. I extract them from the religion institution, which is corrupted by dogma. Dogma is something that you have to believe in without questioning or reasoning, just believe in it. And that's what I love about Hinduism and Vedanta, that is not, it is not, there's no prophet in India other than Buddha, right? There's no really someone who came and gave the Sanatan Dharma. It is experience all around us. It is in nature, it is in the universe. It is the supreme consciousness. So I love that because there's no need of power and control. So in Sanatan Dharma, in Vedanta, we don't force people to convert. Like, that's what I love about India. That is a peaceful country. They have never invaded any other country. They have never started a war in the name of God, like Christianity, killing Muslims and Muslims killing Christians. But that is their stage of evolution, right? We have to go through that to evolve, unfortunately. So now when you mentioned the forced marriages and mass conversions and all of that, I'm familiar with that somehow. And of course it's not right? But that is their state of consciousness of people who do that, right? They still want to exert power and control. That's all they have. That's all they have been taught. So their mind works with that. So if they want a bride, they just go and kidnap a Hindu girl, for example, and force the girl to convert to Islam, even if she doesn't want to, right? So of course that's wrong, but that's their state of consciousness of people who do that. And unfortunately, it's part of life. It's not only a problem in Muslim community or Islam. For example, my ancestors are from Spain. They invaded Mexico. They converted people by force. They killed Indians. Europeans who came to the United States to form their colonies in the United States, they kill American Indians, Native Americans. All of that is force, power, and control, because that's their state of consciousness of people who do that. So we had to go through that. It's wrong. Of course it's wrong. And we are evolving out of that very slowly. So now we are seeing these forces. Also, as you know, when we are going through a big change in consciousness in the world, there are forces that keep pulling the other way. So that's where you see a lot of clashes, protests, murders, because in order to evolve, we have to go through all of those tensions. There cannot be a newborn without death or without suffering. You have to go through tension, conflict, right? So those are my points about that. Yeah, it's very wrong. And when I was a child, I always argued with my parents about the injustices that Spanish people did to Indians in Mexico. My parents could not understand. They told me, are you adopted? Where are you getting these ideas from? Like, you are from, well, I was born in Mexico City, but ethnically I'm from Spain, right? My ancestors. So my parents are very good people, right? They are very respectful of other races and cultures. But of course, they have that white supremacy gene, like, we are better because we are white, and we are smarter because we are from Spain. And that is all they have. And I hope they are not watching because I don't think they speak English. I don't think they will. But that is true. I'm trying to be very sincere, very honest. That is my experience in this journey, that they have that supremacy. And that is a survival instinct that our mind has, right? So in order for me, white person, to feel better about myself with my inadequacies, I'm going to hang on to something that the world appreciates, and that is my white skin, my money, my status, right? And I'm going to exert power and control over the weak because that's how I survive. So how I as a child came out of my family and argued with them, and I'm talking about 7 years old, 10, 12 years old, I started, thinking and telling them, but why are the Indians, the Native Americans, less than us because we're from Spain? How can you explain that to me? And my parents could not explain that to me. They just said, because we're more evolved. And I was saying, no, we are not more evolved. They are super evolved. Like when the Spaniards conquered Mexico, the Mayans and the Aztecs were a highly evolved society with architectural designs and aqueducts and large cities with schools and streets and paved highways in according to their times. And so we are very ignorant. We're very ignorant about the world, about other cultures, about what is civilization and what is wisdom. We think that because we are European or we are white, we are bold, we are smarter. But no, I mean, if you go back to Eastern philosophies, to thousands of years ago, people were devoting time to what really matters, which is transcendence and exploring your inner self. There's nothing more important than exploring yourself, your inner being, because nothing is possible without that. If you don't have that under control, figure it out, nothing is going to work out. No degrees, no titles, no money, no jobs, nothing. The most important thing is figuring out yourself, your inner being, your energies, and your soul.